Hey, boys and girls, weather report for October 5th, 2021. And I wasn't going to do a weather report today because I thought I had a clinic appointment today. But in my defense, last week they had a schedule for Tuesday and then they canceled because the cat machine was down. But yeah, and now it's for tomorrow. So I'm not having a weather report tomorrow. But we're doing one.
Everybody's going to go, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
They're going to tune in because they just don't trust you when you say you're not going to be here.
Not doing it tomorrow. Yeah. And it's really hot in here. I had to turn the air conditioning on. It's October in Minnesota. Minnesota is known for heat waves in October.
The world is ending, guys.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been like 70s, high 70s and 80s here. Yeah, for a while. It's amazing. Caught 2 more stink bugs on the ceiling. What else is going on? Oh, yeah. Sal Cordova did a video last night. It was pretty amusing. I wonder if we should pull that up. What do you think? But before we get to that, let me just go over. Bread of Life is doing an interview. She sent me a message, and I linked that in the description. She said we would be interested in it. So I don't know anything else about what it's about. So there were no other details. And then we got a video on AI's revolutionizing protein foldings from, what is that, Science Side Up? Is that what it is? Or no, the SciShow, I think it is.
SciShow. Science Side Up is with Maddie and SciShow.
Yep.
There's a lot of sci out there.
Yeah.
Sci channels.
And then the other big thing is last night, Dr. Dan, Dapper Dino, and David Neff, and I forget who else was there. Raptor.
Yeah, I forget what his handle used to be, but yeah, Dakota something.
Dakota Raptor. Yeah, they did a pretty scathing review of the paper that Sal Cordova published in this handbook on mathematics, and I'm really, after going through it with listening to Dr. Dan go through it, I couldn't believe that at the end of it, they use that bullshit with Charles Darwin, where Darwin starts out talking about the complexity of the eye and saying, how could this, this couldn't have possibly evolved.
It seems impossible.
And then for the next paragraph or whole page, Darwin starts to explain how it could. But they clipped that part out. So they pulled that usual creationism nonsense of putting the first part where the scientist said, oh, this is a problem, and leaving out the second part where the scientist suggests a solution. And this is Darwin way back in the days. He was already coming down against, irreducible complexity. And
so did they get charged anything to publish their article or their chapter in that book? Did they have to pay for that?
No. I think they did it because of that William Bassner's reputation. And maybe Sanford's reputation. They could.
They have when they write trash like that. I mean, it was basically besides the maths and the charts, which I didn't really take time to look at. It's basically just a bunch of their tropes from other videos and papers, just kind of cobbled together.
Yeah, when I first looked at it, I thought I saw a lot of math, but I scrolled through it pretty fast, and I'd only read the first page because I wasn't. 67 pages, really, I'm not, but then they're just going on about Mendel's accountant and the usual bullshit. And I really thought they tried harder than that. I couldn't believe that was it. I'm shocked. I think of course they had a $800 or a $1,400 handbook they were putting together, and they had probably 100 entries in there. And I'm guessing they didn't peer review any of them too carefully. So, because if they had peer reviewed that, they wouldn't have published it. I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah,
And,
no peer review. Maybe it.
I'm disappointed. I thought they really tried. I thought they did a good job. I thought they. It
does make one hang your head in embarrassment for.
I'm so embarrassed for them. Yep. Let me see if I can find this video that I'm looking for. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is wonderful.
Well, at least they didn't center, do the horizontal centering like SFT did, or put in copy and pastes of links that get truncated.
Oh yeah,
like that the Genius
pictures.
Brothers did.
Yeah, not real links, but pictures of links.
Yeah.
So you can't click on them. Love that shit.
Sneak peeks of links without being actual full links.
Yeah. Oh, let's see here. So, and he actually put this video out. So it's.
Well, he's proud of it. He loves to, be and to kind of position himself to be in that persecution complex. It's a pathology.
Right. I think so. So anyway, Sal Cordova is being threatened by his own church with being put in jail and arrested, and he was asked to leave the property, and he goes on. I guess he goes on for about an hour and 12 minutes about various things. Like he says he's worried for his safety. He thinks that his church members are going to try to kill him.
Yeah,
and
most churches over like 150 people have their own assassination squads.
Oh yeah.
For you non-Christians out there, you don't know, but every church has a ninja squad.
Yeah. Oh, should I play a little bit? Let's see what he says.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I can't hear it. You guys probably can, but I can't.
I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah. I'm Salvador Cordova.
Can you now?
You're good. Yep, you're good.
Okay.
And welcome to the Evidence and Reasons for the Christian Faith video channel.
Yeah, reasons.
Today is going to be a special presentation, as I'm going to be recounting the events of yesterday, where the church I've been a part of, McLean Bible Church, for the last 38 years, had threatened me with arrest and jail time for attending their worship services. I was threatened.
Now, there's a reason to believe right there, right? I mean, this is called Evidence and Reasons to Believe. I mean, just opening with that makes me kind of want to go to church. Doesn't it make you want to go to church?
Yeah, to think that you potentially might have contracts put down on you for not leaving the properties.
With arrest and jail time.
He gets into that.
If I ever return to the properties. I'm going to detail kind of the details of what happened yesterday, which isn't really much to report on, but more importantly, the events leading up to this and surrounding it. But first, for those of you new to the video channel and those who don't know me, I'm a molecular. I was an engineer, my aircraft carriers, and some of them were at the algebra to an unaccredited degree. The caring of parents. I'd cared for my widowed and disabled block. However, because I'm geographically far from a local church, once every doing apologetics research, but in my specialty, and so it seemed kind of logical that I would volunteer to do that for McLean Bible Church. So I requested a special dual membership at Occoquan Bible Church and McLean Bible Church, and the elders of McLean Bible edition of the prestigious premier son there. I and members of my intelligent design group, such as Dr. Carolyn Crocker, were featured on national TV, radio, film. So I'm making this video as I'm somewhat concerned for my personal safety, and it should be evident why, hopefully, by the end of this video. As I'm somewhat concerned for my personal safety, and it should be evident why, hopefully, by the end of this video. So in the event anything happens to me, because there are a lot of people that are angry with me for doing what I'm doing, I want this video to be a matter of public record.
Here you go. Now there's a reason to believe right there.
Yeah.
Because if you go to church and they threaten to arrest you, and if you ever come on the property again, and then you go home and you have to worry that they're going to send out a hit squad because you're worried about your safety, you're going to need Jesus on your side. So now that's a reason to believe, right? I'm pretty impressed, Sal. I'm really impressed.
I don't think I have to worry about that dual membership anymore.
Oh, no, probably not.
Yeah. And like you said, what in the hell? Like, how do you get yourself into this? Like you said, it's just crazy. Like, why, if you don't like the church, don't you just like say, okay, I'm not going to go if you don't like what
you
they're.
don't make any big deal out of it. You just quit going. And then you find another church to go to.
Right.
And then they either make you get baptized again if it's one form of Protestant church or another, or they just say, hey, we know you were in okay standing with the previous church. We'll take your word for it, and they let you be a member there. It's not usually that big of a deal.
Okay, I don't know shit about this stuff. So he was saying he was geographically not close to McLean's church, right? Obviously, we know that. But
right, so he went to another branch. Yeah.
Which is a part of, like, an affiliation to them, right?
But you have to apply for dual membership?
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
what
heard
confused.
I've never heard of
I know that's confusing to me. So you can't.
Well, look at this little graph here that he has in the middle of his video. Now, here's another reason to believe. Now, take a look at the donations that they have. Look at the month of December for, like, what the fuck? Are they adding? No, they're not adding everything up. So look at the monthly donations, the weekly giving, they call it. 366,000, 504,000 in December, $1,181,000. Am I reading this right? This is a fucking church.
It says thousands. So yeah,
So like I'm flashing back to Presbyterian Church when I was like 7 years old, and I remember they passed that little plate, and and I looked at it, it was tempting. There was like $5 or $6 in there and some change. So this is a whole new scale, right? This is not the this is not the church I remember. 1.1
and like running costs for a church can't be that much, right? I mean,
no, this is weekly giving. This is not.
No, that's a monthly, isn't it? It's monthly, right?
Oh, they said average weekly giving.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, actually, it says average.
Yeah,
weekly.
Oh no, that's weekly. What?
Month.
Yeah, it's broken down by year.
Yeah, but look at this. Okay, so in 2011 in January, so if the average week was 388,000, that means that they got $3 million for that month, right?
What the hell do you do with that kind of money? I mean, their running costs. How much could that be for freaking one build, right? But they have multiple buildings, though, right? Or how does?
Well, Sal put out some videos of the church, and it's he's got them in here, and it looks like from all over
some of that. Yeah. It's a big, massive church, and
yeah. But here's the other cute thing about this. Okay, to give you some idea about why he got thrown out. For one thing, he did this little graphic, and he was giving some kind of talk at a meeting, and then the other reason he got thrown out is, I don't know, where the hell did I find it? Where is his pictures of the fucking church? So the church is pretty immense.
It's a big church.
It is.
Get a lot of money. Well, their area is basically upper middle class to elite.
Right. Yeah.
So here's what he was doing. He was sitting in the back taking pictures and counting attendance. And so he was going to and I think that's kind of creeped them out. It's like,
it is creepy. It's like he's a First Amendment auditor, but for one particular church.
But his point is that since the Southern Baptists got involved and the church became woke, meaning I think that they have a couple black ministers. I don't know if that's woke or not, but anyway, their attendance has gone way down. So but look at the size of it. I mean, this is also not the church I remember from when I was 7 years old. So,
Oh,
but
yeah, they definitely got bigger.
But I think you got to hand it to Sal Cordova. You got to give him credit for putting a video like this out so that we can see it. Us atheists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to give him credit.
To me, that's like would be completely embarrassing, but obviously it's not embarrassing for him, right? He doesn't.
No, he's kind of proud of Sal
right.
Cordova being threatened with arrest and jail for attending McLean Bible College.
And obviously, what he has done, right, is he's
Bible Church.
Stirred up trouble,
okay.
right? I mean, he goes there, he stirs up trouble by, talking to other members and getting them to protest against the way the church is run. Basically,
like starting a whisper campaign.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what he's doing, right? And that's what's got them upset, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't even want to link this guy's site, but let's see. There's all this shit going on about kids and masks in school. Like in Minnesota, northern Minnesota, where I'm from, they're suing the schools because they're requiring masks, and they're suing the hospital because the hospital decided to fire everybody that doesn't have a vaccine. If I go to the hospital, if you're a nurse or a doctor and you come into a room with me, you fucking well better be vaccinated. I mean, I don't go to a hospital to get sick or a clinic, right? I mean, I don't know. This has just gotten out of hand as well. Just amazing. But let's see, I got this. I believe I got this from Secular Pagan Mom. And I don't know. They're putting the military in charge. So these anti-vaxxer nutcakes are basically getting all freaked out because they're making these kids sing about the mask.
Mask to school. I wear a mask to school. Hi ho the Dario. I wear a mask to school. It helps to keep me safe. It helps to keep me safe.
Do those kids look any more confused and frightened than kids usually do? But that's what he says.
Hi ho the safe. Oh, it care.
Holy frickin' cow. Public schools should definitely be called indoctrination centers, and those kids look like some of the most confused and unhappiest children I have ever seen.
I didn't get that impression. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
And he goes on, and I just don't want to showcase astards like this. Yeah, just, the usual shit. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but fuck him. I probably shouldn't have shown that much. I don't know.
So I have a school-age child and complains about everything, whines about everything, right? Typical child. And very little whining about the mask, like having to wear a mask. Doesn't like it, it can be a little uncomfortable and it kind of.
How to make a little kid happy about a mask? Put a freaking sticker on it. Just a little sticker of a smiley face or something. They'll love the mask. They'll love wearing it around. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, my nieces are really into it, and they're picking their mask like it's an accessory.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And you can put your favorite, for the older kids, you just put your favorite brand on it. Nike swoosh or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so what else? What else am I supposed to cover today? Oh, what the fuck's his name? What's his name again?
LilPPBrain.
Yeah, LilPPBrain. Yeah.
Yep. Our audience was complaining that we weren't covering that. So
I don't know who that is. You have to refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Well, he's a big noise with a LilPPBrain.
Okay. I'll continue to search my memory and see.
Big noise, LilPPBrain. Okay. Anyway, yeah. How much should we cover? Let's take a look.
It's up to you. It's up to you. You decide.
I don't know. God. Okay.
We are going to have some fun, ladies and gentlemen,
Fun?
because
after much of a long, such a long wait, such anticipation, and such begging by speed of sound of gravity, also known as Pudding Brain, to have some kind of recognition and appreciation by folks like myself.
Do you remember me begging for appreciation by John Maddox?
Well, other than Dr. Galt asking to talk to you on YouTube, I don't know of anybody begging anybody. I mean, that wasn't a beg. That was just, hey, let's have a talk. Initiated by the good doctor.
Yeah, I remember begging John to pay attention to me. I don't know. That's why I my heart isn't even in this, because this is just way too much Maddox for me. But I guess there's a few things I'd like to go over. There's something I think we need to talk about, and we should even name it. I don't know how to name it, but there's a phenomena that I'd like to point out. But what do we got here?
It has finally come due.
Oh, fuck you. Let's see. Ooh,
okay. He's definitely hard to choke down. I do have to say, I agree with that. You really have to choke it down.
The reason I was bringing this all up was you'll hear what Pudding Brain tries to connotate about the way I was presenting it versus the point that I was making. I really should have brought it up was, like I just said, there's multiple codes they're finding, and you guys are still arguing over whether or not the genetic code is actually a code.
Okay, no. I have never said the genetic code is not a code. What I did say is that it's kind of weird that you want to say that it is literally a code. I don't know what you mean by that. That's what I said. Okay. So genetic code's a code. Now we have a Talon code, right? And if you listen to this video where I talked to Dr. Galt, I'm actually kind of excited about this Talon code, because if you can handle a video, I mean, for some people, apparently we didn't get a lot of views. But anyway, the Talon code gives us an opportunity to see another way that cells can get next to each other and cross-regulate so that they can differentiate into different tissue types. And I'm very excited about this code, this Talon code. But I wouldn't want to call it literally a code, because I think what you mean by that, the kind of fucking jargon you're trying to jam down our throats, is that there had to be a coder, that it's a computer code, or that some computer programmer wrote it. Now, and I was thinking about this. It's like, so these guys actually think that God, when he was creating the world, that he sat there and he had a GitHub account, in a supernatural GitHub account. If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's a place where you can store and share software. Basically, you can open source software, that sort of thing. So God has this supernatural GitHub account, and God's thinking, I think I'm going to make a little tiny critter that goes around and eats your cheese and scares the bejesus out of you when he crawls up your leg, and I'll call it a mouse. And I'm going to go down here to GitHub, and I'm going to go get, let's say, I use the Talon protein for humans, and let's see, I'm going to take the Talon protein, I'm going to modify it a little bit so that it fits this little critter, right? And I'm going to write it, and then I'm going to write this code, and then I'm going to get this other function. And, so God is, so they think their God worked like a programmer. I mean, what the fuck are they, what are they, you know what I mean?
I just looked in my theology textbook from my seminary days, and apparently he's his own GitHub.
That's the thing. Okay, he thought it into existence. Well, then why does it look like why would the mouse Talon protein be different than the human Talon protein, right? Even the highly conserved section that I run an alignment on this morning, the first, I think, 10 or 20 amino acids are identical, but then the rest of them very different, and it's like, okay, so it's highly conserved. The function and the form of the thing, what it does is the same in the mouse as it is in the human. Yet the code is not the same. So why would, okay, the only thing I can think is that God had a pencil and it kept getting dull. And when he wrote down the code from like the human to the mouse, he made all kinds of errors, right? Because his pencil was real dull. I mean, what the fuck? That's what intelligent designers want you to believe. Well, then they'll say, oh, no. We just don't know what those differences do yet. Every one of those differences are important. And that gets us to the junk DNA thing, right? Where there's terminology like junk DNA and the cell being a machine, or this being a literal code. And creationists have seized upon a certain kind of language. Like, I don't think we need to go over this video, because all he does is he jumps on every point that Dr. Ben Gold uses machine and code language. And he said, oh, Pudding Brain has to do damage control now. You know, and he goes, and it's like they're forcing us to change the way we talk, because I'm perfectly fine talking about protein machines and talking about codes and Talon codes and genetic codes. And most scientists are perfectly fine talking that way. But Dr. Daniel Nicholson says that we're kind of hanging ourselves by doing that. And we're changing the way we think about biology by doing that. But anyway, the whole time I had a talk with Nicholson, I was pushing back and trying to get him to at least admit that these Talon codes have to be stochastic, have to be statistical. There's no way that every single one of those Talon codes is exactly the same across even one little cluster, which is called a focal adhesion point. There's no way. And I think what Nicholson is trying to say is that, you know, overall, that this mechanical computation ends up always creating the same kind of cell, or very reliably creating the same kind of pathway. And what I'm saying and trying to push back on is to understand that what we're looking at is still stochastic and still statistics. And Maddox goes on, I think, at the end of this video. Do I have to review this motherfucking shit? But
it's up to you, man.
Let's see where he goes on. Oh, let's see. I think right here he kind of.
I'm not going to say that a machine is. I'm not trying to say it's like a train or a steam train, or
right.
It's not. It's incredibly dynamic. It constantly disassembles and reassembles. So it's nothing like our mental image of a machine, but it happens with really high reproducibility. The same thing happens every single time.
Okay, do you hear what he said?
Yeah, he's doing the same kind of equivocation on what a machine is that Nicholson warned about.
Yeah, but you know, he is saying that, you know, I'm not saying that it's like a steam engine or like a machine, right?
Right.
Like, okay, if the cell was like a machine, or no, if a car was like the cell. So if a car was a machine like a cell, then when you opened your trunk, the car would have a piston from your engine that they would use to open your trunk, because that's what the cell does. The cell takes one protein and uses it in several different pathways, in several different structures, over and over and over again. These things are reused, basically. They're put together, and sometimes, you know, they'll take one chunk of a protein, it gets cut up, a virus moves it, it attaches to another part to another protein, and you have a whole new function. That's called evolution. So, but your car doesn't work that way. You don't use a piston to open your trunk. They design a special latch and spring on your trunk, right?
Yep. I
you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if the two things were alike, so anyway, these
would be pretty fucked up looking car if they were identical, right?
Yeah. What Dr. Nicholson is talking about is actin and integrin, which is in your cell membrane, and Talon attach those two things to each other. However, actin is used in about 50 other different ways in the cell, including cell motility, how muscles work, a whole bunch of other things. And Talon is not always involved in that. It is in about half those instances, I think. But anyway, so there's a lot of reuse going on, and a lot of exactly what we would expect if evolution were true. But anyway, the overall point that I don't know. Let's see if John spells it out. What
Okay,
he's talking about.
We fertilize the egg, and then 9 months later, here we are, 99% or 99.99% of the time. Every single thing unpacks in a beautifully ordered, logical way to give rise to.
No, he's right about that.
And that's where you would agree
99.
with Terrence Deacon, and that he says no matter how you perturb this system, it settles back into that groove. It goes in that groove over and over again. And so there's something pulling it back into the shape with itself. And he sees it as a dynamical system.
Well, all of the bits of it is just interdependencies, like little feedback loops. So at the adhesion, you've got these feedback loops, but then they're connected to other things further away. So the whole system is constantly self-correcting across different levels, from the individual proteins to the adhesions, to the linkages, to the cells, to the neighboring cells, across the whole tissue. The whole thing is with different levels of interdependence and interdependability, or whatever the word is. Like they're not, if you change them over in the top of your arm, your fingers aren't necessarily going to have a massive reaction.
The speed up is not me, it's John. So,
but overall, the whole system is constant.
Right.
It's all interdependent.
Yeah, and he looks at it as.
So, and something that I was thinking about the other day was, in this whole context, was, for those of you too young, you won't remember this, but the Terminator 2 Judgment Day movie. You've got...
Okay, now this isn't it, but he starts talking about the Terminator, and he's almost got the right idea here. So...
Arnold Schwarzenegger as the original Terminator model, up against the latest version, which can reshape, it can make itself look like different people, change its voice, you stab it, it turns into a liquid, and go from liquid to solid, all those kind of things, right? So it's up against the original Terminator, which is much more rigid, doesn't have the ability to do those kind of dynamic physiological shifts in real time, and is much more limited in its capacities. So what I find interesting about this is basically what you're hearing, and you've heard me talk about it, folks, and what we're discovering in science is that it turns out there is on the
No, we're not just discovering this, John. We've known this for 70 years or 50 years.
Level, we've got much more of this dynamic modeling, shifting, change shape, can adapt on the fly, has the feedback loops to make the XYZ change, but it's all being controlled and has underlying information architecture structure.
Okay. So up to that point, he's making the point that cells and biology and life are not rigid, which is exactly the point that I was making. It's stochastic, it's statistical, and because of the massive stochastic and statistical nature, it ends up being right about 99.9% of the time, which is something our machines are just now. The only place we do that really well is probably with AI. Where we actually tap into, we don't know how AI works, how an AI system works. We put it together and we train it. And there are so many different nodes in it that nobody knows exactly what is happening at each node in the AI. Do you concur with that, Scott, as far as your knowledge of what AI is? You create this layer of, massive number of networks, a huge matrix, and you train it up. But you don't know what each individual contribution at every node is, yet the AI works from the input to the output. And nobody knows exactly what is happening on the inside of it.
Right.
Which is not how you design machines, but it is how you design AI. And it is how we're designing some of our robots today. We're getting to the point where we're simulating some of this stuff that we're finding in biological life. But anyway, but John got it right that the old Terminator was more rigid, more designed, more specific than the new liquid flow all over silvery Terminator, right? And didn't Arnold still kick his ass?
It took a team. It was teamwork.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but let's see. I think he said it right here.
Interesting. I don't know if y'all caught everything that he just said. It's rather important and significant. So a lot of the chaos and disorder and always just random molecules bumping into each other, all that kind of stuff, that doesn't really need to account for any kind of hierarchy and structure to the logic and the controls, so on and so forth. He's saying, well, a lot of that has been the positions based on what we're looking at in the culture when it's taken out of the system overall, which kind of makes sense. Hey, if you take a part out of a system, it's obviously not going to be working in the same manner as it would if you were inside the system. Like, this is not that complicated, folks. This is the exact same thing that we're referring to in relation to in vivo versus in vitro. And we're just now, really over the last decade, which.
Where does he get this we shit? I don't know.
Yeah, he's in a very
What
small
was he
group.
referring to? I've been tapping in the side chat. So
him and the other scientists are just now finding that, there's this, oh my God, this dynamical nature to cells. But he's saying
it's over 100 years old. And
so now he's saying that we're the ones that are saying, oh, it's all just molecules bumping into each other and there's no hierarchies and there's no patterns and whatever, which is exactly the opposite of what I've been saying since I started this fucking channel. That it is stochastic and statistical. Now, that doesn't mean that it's just shit bumping into each other, right? It's a lot of shit happening, and there are overlapping hierarchical dynamical patterns that end up following a groove like a river follows its path. And that is modern biology. And it isn't something that they just came up with. And John Maddox sure as fuck hasn't written a paper. So I don't know what he's talking about. Where he gets this wee shit. But anyway.
Technology that enables things to be able to be viewed in real time in the cell, in the organism, when it's being analyzed versus being taken out and only being looked at under the microscope.
Yes, we're getting better at that.
To me, what this indicates is we're just going to continue to realize more and more of the significance of these different things that are being discovered. And a lot of the standard talking points from Pudding Brain and the gang and his ilk and general new atheist types that don't actually want to grasp the bigger picture is there's a lot of things from their standard positions and their the foundation
Daniel,
for the dismissal.
Danny Kins or whatever.
Foreskin.
Fuck you,
yeah, I know.
We don't want the bigger picture, man. My picture is so much bigger than your picture.
Yeah, so he keeps talking about this bigger picture like he's some fucking genius molecular biologist who's grasping the bigger picture, right? And he can't. It just amazes me that he would say that, because he's looking at a much tinier biblical picture as far as I can tell. And he's saying, oh, God did it, whatever. Whereas modern biology is looking at these massive dynamic and stochastic systems and trying to figure out how this weird phenomena of life developed, right? And it just blows me. And he's talking about, the YouTube atheist talking points and all of this bullshit. And granted, the atheists that went after him and said, no, it's not a code, it's just chemistry, did not do us any favors. But on the other hand, they were trying to make a point that you can't say it's a fucking machine either, and you can't say it's code either, because it's something else entirely. It's not any of that shit. It's like, so it's a hell of a lot more complex than that. And anyway, so yeah, that was the part I wanted to point out, is that throughout this whole thing, he's trying to say that and he's okay. He talks about how I misunderstand him and how I miss his point. He continually associates me with the people that would say that it's not a genetic code. And I don't think I've ever said that. It's fucking genetic code for 1.7% of the genome has a genetic code. And we know that. So anyway, I don't know. I'm done. What's your think, guys?
All the ID argument.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a lot of bookmarks. There was a lot of other bullshit in there, and it's like I don't know.
Okay, I'm trying to reestablish the timeline. I think Jay, formerly Jay Patchett, formerly Mr. Leach, now Mr. J.
Yeah, whatever the fuck he is.
Confused. Neither one of Dr. Galt or Nicholson, they're not ideers. I think Galt may be a little open divine intervention at the a bio level.
Only, a bio.
He's very agnostic about that.
Right.
But he has no idea what young Earth creationism is, or he didn't until Speed kind of explained it to him. And then, so that was on Friday morning. Was it past Friday morning or the one before that?
Well, we'll just confuse the viewers. We premiered Dr. Ben at what was it, 2 in the afternoon, and Daniel Nicholson at 7 at night on Sunday. Yeah. So there were two premieres that we had.
Yeah, and so Dr. Nicholson is the one. He believes that it was a mistake for biology to go the direction of mechanicism, I guess you would call it. After the publication of Erwin Schrödinger's "What Is Life," and he thinks that biology is missing out on a whole lot of scientific fruitfulness by holding to the mechanistic view. He thinks people need to at least be aware, if they're going to be mechanicist, of what they're trying to accomplish by being mechanicist, and also realize they're putting blinders on. And then we premiered them that week. But anyway, we do have those interviews sitting there for people to listen to. They're very interesting. We also have links to a speech or lesson or whatever that Dr. Nicholson gave in Mexico City about the implications of the book "What Is Life" by Erwin Schrödinger. So fascinating stuff, and the whole idea is to just adopt or be aware of different views of how to approach the sciences, and that's how I approached it. Like whenever we first started looking at is the cell a machine, it was just like, okay, well, let's think about the cell differently than a machine and see where it leads us. And
well, here's the thing that's important. Okay, like Dennis Noble, who John champions, right? And all of the guys that are into biosemiotics and information and all of that new biology, right? Who John also champions. They are all with Nicholson because what they're trying to tell biologists. And I'm going to have another conversation with Dr. Ben Gould, because I'm not saying that he is doing this, but when biologists think about when they're looking for this mechanicism, when they're looking at it as a machine, it may guide the way they research things. And it may change, like Dr. Nicholson in Is the Cell a Machine makes a really good point with these little motors or these little men that walk on microtubules carrying a ball, which we've all seen animations of. He shows that there is another thing that may be happening there that is nothing like a little protein walking on a microtubule. And his point is that we may be missing something about what is really going on by constantly framing this, constantly projecting our ideas of machines and tools and factories and cities onto this, onto biology, that it may be changing the way we research things, and we may miss things. So I think that's the point, and that's the tension. And I think Dr. Nicholson told us that he was not received kindly by a lot of scientists because the cell idea and the machine idea, or the machine clockwork mechanism idea, is so powerfully embedded in biology that it's a little difficult to start talking. Like I had trouble talking to Dr. Gould about some of this stuff, and we were kind of going back and forth, and I kept saying, stochastic, and he kept saying, no, machine. And it was, and we're going to have another talk, and we're probably going to try to resolve that difference, right? But anyway.
Yeah, when you poke at somebody's paradigm about how things are, it's like going across one of those little narrow walking bridges that's on ropes, across a big gulf or whatever, and you're halfway down there and somebody starts shaking it real hard, and you get wobbles and you get mad at them because they're shaking, your foundation. They're shaking what you're counting on to hold you up. And it's kind of like that whenever somebody like Dr. Nicholson comes along and says, I think you're thinking about this kind of wrong. It does cause people to get irritated.
Mr. J Leach. Should we call him Mr. J Leach?
I think it's just Mr. J, because he changed it back, he said, because Peter got him some sort of intro to his stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
That he could not resist, yeah. Yeah, irresistible. I like Mr. J Leach, so that's pretty cool. I put the link out in chat. I'll do it again. And because I don't know. I've lost my will. You know, I think we should start recording part of the weather report in the morning. I don't know how we do that though. Maybe premiere that part and then have an hour open stream right after that. That might be good.
Yeah. I mean, try it out. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But
I guess before we leave this whole topic, I wanted to make the point that creationists are fucking with us, like with junk DNA. Nobody wanted to actually use the term junk DNA. Charles Darwin or Darwinism, nobody talks like that anymore. And the cell being a machine and this whole fight we're having over that, nobody wants to. And then we end up pushing back against the creationists. So in a lot of ways, they are controlling the way we talk. So now some of us are afraid to talk about the genetic code because it gets misconstrued as being a literal code that was designed, that sort of thing. So, I mean, this whole fight, getting involved in this fight is changing the lane. I don't know. You know, it's problematic because there are times when you would refer to DNA as junk in a certain context. And I like junkyard or junk shop DNA because junkyards are where you get good spare parts and make new things, right? That sort of thing. But you know, but they've run with I mean, if we use a certain language, like every time a scientist uses language in his abstract, they will cherry pick that, bring it out, and then hammer us over the head with it, you know, with this intelligent design, because they're trying to make their point. And the point they're trying to make is that there was a magic fucking fairy who sat around designing codes and thinking up programs in his omniscient mind and designing this whole fucking thing. And it's just, that's what they believe. They believe that it was all magicked into existence. Some of them 6,000 years ago, which is totally fucking ridiculous. And we're putting up with these people that believe in fairy tales like Santa Claus, and they're actually digging their way into science and somehow controlling the way we fucking talk. You know, it's like, what the fuck?
Well, my view would be that it's almost like desperation, desperate to validate those, those beliefs, and they just, it's God of the gaps, whatever. They're just reaching for anything possible that they can, sink their teeth into.
Hello. You're in a vacuum cleaner. You're driving in a truck. It's a big truck. Are you on a boat?
What are you talking about? Oh, it's probably the air conditioner that's on in my underneath my desk that you're hearing.
Oh, there you
God,
go.
it's loud.
Yeah.
Is it like a wall unit?
How's that?
There you go. That's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were on a boat.
Which is weird because I've got, it must be the microphone, and this is more sensitive on the laptop.
Yep.
So,
holy shit.
But I've got, because I made sure to connect my earbuds so I wasn't getting the voice echo, but apparently the microphone's picking up the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Try that.
Certainly was.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit. Yeah, I was thinking of another philosopher of biology, because I read a bio. Praise had posted a short video clip, and it was these two guys walking through like a computer museum. And I remember looking at the bio for the one guy, and he did hold to some aspects of intelligent design, and he was a philosopher of biology, but it may not have been Nicholson. I mean,
do you remember?
Wrong person.
No, it wasn't Nicholson. You don't remember who it is?
No, I tried to go back and find the video, but it seems Praise took the little video down.
Oh, wow. Well, if you run into that again, let me know.
Well, he probably got a copyright strike on it because he didn't put any context. He didn't. It was from somebody else's video, and then he just posted a clip, like a 2-minute clip of it, and then didn't put anything, give anything different. So probably got taken down for that reason.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, I was having a conversation with Daniel Bennett in the live chat, and I had this conversation on the Discord channel a while back, and I don't know why it is that you need to. If I don't have examples of things making trees, I don't know why I will conclude that there's something that creates trees. Like I need to draw a conclusion as to the origin of trees and why they're so complex.
Right.
And if I can solve that for trees, what else can I solve that to? But why do I jump to a god or gods? How did you determine a god or any gods creating trees? And if you want to appeal to the supernatural, why not just appeal to the fact that trees are in and of themselves supernatural and can spawn from thought itself?
Right.
It seems like they can.
They want to make the point that, okay, cars and factories and machines, men make machines. We have examples of men making machines. And then they want to say that the cell is a machine. But then at the same time, they will say, oh, but man has never made a cell. That's right. We never have, because it's fucking complicated, because it's not like a factory, because you don't sit there with a blueprint and make a cell. That's not how you can make it.
Angelo has graduated them to cities. So not only are they factories with machines and codes, they're now cities with factories. Next week they're going to be counties with cities. Things are complicated, so God must have done it. It just is spiraling into the bigger and bigger.
The white blood cells are townships, not quite as good as counties, but almost good enough.
That's right.
Because they have no nucleus, right? Different. Yeah, they have no nucleus. Yeah, so they're townships.
Yeah. So I like getting into the conversation. I don't mind the conversation when somebody is trying to tell me what conclusion I need to draw from, or what. Well, can you not, like Daniel Bennett asked in the live chat? Well, can you not get to logical? Can you not make logical inferences? I'm like, yeah, if I have examples of things doing things, but if I'm just inductively saying that because I see cars and we create things as human beings like cars and computers, and now I see a tree and we look at the complexity of trees, therefore it only logically follows that because humans create cars, there must have been something like a human or something with similar intelligence like a human that created the tree when we have no examples of that thing making trees. And how did you get to one and not multiple people?
And
or multiple beings?
I think what it shows very clearly is that Christians just want to have a big daddy that's in charge, right?
I think they want to get to an answer that's not necessarily truth, but it satisfies the gap in their knowledge. Where I had to tell this guy in Discord, he's like, "Well, what would you be happy with?" I'm like, "I'm happy not knowing because I'm not going to make assumptions and be wrong if I'm saying that it's necessarily the case that trees are created by some being, and I can't demonstrate that. I'm not doing anything for anyone that way. I don't have a problem sitting back and waiting to see what we can. Science doesn't, it's like when people jump on the theory of evolution. Theory of evolution doesn't solve the origin of living matter. It's based on observation.
Right.
That's it. Science has not, newsflash people, science has not solved the hard problem of where everything came from originally. Not even where the particles and energy that created the Big Bang. They don't know.
Well, we all know the Christians, they just like to make shit up, and they're happy with that. They're happy to make up something that answers those questions, and that's what they like.
Yeah, I'm content with the void until there's some other explanation, or there's some discovery. There's something that we can, there's something we observe, and there's something that we can now identify, and we can show each other and say, look what we found here. I think we might be onto something here. Then we'll proceed, not jump to conclusion.
Yep.
There's something else they do. Like if you clipped all the times that John said, oh, my mind was blown, my mind is blown. He said it about Ben Galt's paper, right? His mind's always blown. Well, Sal Cordova will come right out and say what it is. That, oh, when I see a tree, I just see the glory of God, the glory of God's creation, right? And so they have this sense of awe, about nature and about God or whatever, but they hand it over to God rather than nature. And that's the only difference between me and them, because my mind is fucking continually not blown, but
when I'm in a grove of tall trees, I'm in awe as well, but I just enjoy the awe, and I don't really need to assign it to anybody.
Right. Hand it over to some big daddy creator that's like humans,
but then there's the problem also that when we're drawing these comparisons to humans and machines and creating machines and stuff like that, we're using materials that we have access to, right? But you're not just saying that a God is creating things from existing materials like we do, or like termites making a nest in someone's house. You're talking about something that literally creates from its mind and can literally make things that it take its mental concepts and instantiate them as to something physical.
Yeah.
That's what you're having us believe. Now, people can conceptualize, people come up with concepts for cars and new computers and stuff, but they have to work with the stuff that they've got, and they have to work within the limits of the materials that they have based on the science and current technologies that are available.
Are you familiar with
which is still the weakest thing in all of creationism? If God would have created us, we would consist out of unique materials. We wouldn't consist out the shit that's already abundant on Earth.
I forgot to unblock.
A special creation. By the way, my mind was blown away earlier today.
What did you see?
I saw a video on YouTube, and I can't recall ever having made something for someone and then being mentioned in their next stream that many times. So thank you, Jay. That was that was a surprise.
There you go. That's good.
Shit.
Has anybody here seen, besides Speed, I know he had the first few episodes of the Foundation series that is out on Apple Plus TV?
See, now you're completely wasting what I was going to say. I was going to say, if you haven't seen Jay's latest, it is unlisted. If you had a notification, you can still watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Ooh.
I did have a notification.
And I liked it. I liked it. It was a good show.
Oh, my sit down with Midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Otangelo is no longer blocked, so.
Well, that's a shame.
Come on.
That's a shame.
Did you unblock all his accounts? I mean,
no. I left Otangelo's vlog is still blocked because fuck him. If you can't come on here as Otangelo, then fuck you.
There were a few more than just Otangelo's vlog. I mean,
did my exasperation?
Everyone in chat had a chance of blocking Otangelo and did, I think.
Did my exasperation come across okay? I was like, oh, come on.
So, okay, why is Jason's friend blocked? Is that Jason Torn's friend?
I don't know.
Whose friend is that?
Which one is he?
There was one guy who kept coming back on all kinds of different accounts, and Simus kept an eye on him, and he revealed himself. When you're talking about creationists, he revealed himself by literally posting in the same way every single time. So it was really easy to see that was one and the same person with a lot of soccer accounts.
Oh shit! So I've got. Let's see. I've got definitely Danny Boy, definitely not Danny. Smokey's blocked. Danny Boy's blocked. Catholic traditionalist. Dessel's right. I don't know who that is. I don't know if is that. Yeah. Okay,
that was
Danny
also
Boy,
good.
definitely not Danny again. Scrungy, not Danny. What the fuck? Danny Boy with 3 Y's.
Is that somebody trying to be Danny, or is that Danny's sock accounts?
Two
those are all
Dannys.
Dannys.
Okay, then we got Theos. Theos was a little abusive yesterday, you said, or what was the deal with Theos?
No, he sounded exactly like Otangelo.
Really? Okay, then we have Over Here Speed, not Danny, Natty Boy. Hello, this is Danny. And account to be banned, that's Danny. This is not a sock account. Not Danny, please have mercy. Okay, that's a good one. Not Danny, please have mercy. I can't be stopped, Danny. He who must not be banned, Danny, not Danny again. What? Bugs are friends, not food? What the fuck is that one?
That was also Danny.
Another Danny, a Danny, another Danny, not Danny, have mercy again.
Okay, when we're off air, somebody's got to show me how you can reproduce, one can produce that many sock accounts. If those are actually all Danny sock accounts.
Danny Leto.
They
Danny Leto is a good one. What the fucking fuck?
He says he has like 200, right? Something like that.
He says he told me 1,000 the last time I asked him. So, and apparently he bought them, and he said he's not going to tell us why he bought that many. So he had something he was doing. But I mean, Jesus Christ, should that even be legal? I mean,
he should just call his collection the Wives and Concubines of Solomon. It's 1,000.
I'm waiting for him to start using the letters of the alphabet, like A1, A2, A3, etc. It's like
license plate, like license plate numbers.
Yeah. It's like Jesus Christ.
Remember, one letter indicates a truck or larger. 2 letters on a license plate in California indicates an automobile, a car, or a small passenger vehicle.
How many letters represents a weenie?
I don't know. I have to check the DMV again.
Because Danny's a weenie.
That one is tricky, because then you got your weenie and you got your little pee-pee, and those two you can't mix up with the letters. So you have to be careful.
I know. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. So the conversation little debate you were having with Daniel Bennett there, Jay. We've invited him on a few times, or multiple times. He just doesn't want to.
Well, he's afraid of reason.
Yeah.
He likes to hide in the chat where you can just throw out one-liners and,
Hey, sometimes I like to do that as well, but that's normally just for shits and giggles. If I have something I want to say, I'll normally try to see if I can get on the channel and say it. But
yeah,
why does he have a wrench? Is that so he can post links? Is that so he can or something?
Yeah, I gave him a wrench yesterday, I think, because he had some YouTube video, and so he can post. He hasn't abused it yet, so
he seems fine to chat with. I don't have anything.
Yeah, he's not abused anything.
He seems
sometimes he's gotten out of hand a couple of times. He got timed out a couple of times over the, But he's pretty good.
He's always trying to engage, and I think that's cool. That's why it's a shame that he won't come in, because he actually does.
I know. Yeah.
And there aren't what was Maddox's contribution today? Calling me pudding brain or some fucking thing like that, and that's about it.
That was yesterday, wasn't it? Oh, that was in the side chat early.
Yeah, early. Yeah, he had a thing. I mean, no contribution at all from Maddox ever. Nothing that you can latch onto. But
he would just argue that he's already made his contributions, and you're too pudding brain to really realize his.
Well, our problem is we don't see the big picture like John does. He sees the big picture. I wonder if he was looking at the big picture when he crashed his Prius into the opening of the earth in front of him. When the earth opened up and tried to swallow his Prius, he may have been looking up at the big picture when that happened.
Oh, his car accident. Yeah, when did that happen? I heard a little bit about that, but I don't know.
About a month or two ago, something like a couple months ago. Yeah.
I'm wondering. So I've got several links of companies that no longer exist because John Maddox was involved with those.
Yep.
All of those.
You know,
part of
the
big picture too.
the
Wait a minute,
fucking.
what?
I think it's hilarious that John Maddox in a Prius, and the Earth opens up and tries to swallow him. I mean, how much more of a message from God can you get than that?
There's only no. There's only so much the Japanese will tolerate.
No, there is a reason. There is a reason for that. Somewhere in the Bible, it tells you to be humble, and if you look on John Maddox's LinkedIn page, it says entrepreneur.
Yeah, I know, and he's had some history. But Peter, could you give me a Prius? Okay, John Maddox always makes a big thing of him being like 6'5" or something like that, or 6'2", or he's a really big guy.
I think he's 6'1", isn't
well,
he?
they are surprisingly roomy.
I think he's 6'1".
They are surprisingly roomy.
Are they? But anyway,
that's the sad one.
I don't know. That isn't what I'm imagining, though. I'm imagining John Maddox stuffed in a Prius with his head hanging out the window, and then the Earth opening up and swallowing him. Oh no! Spam. God, I'm getting a lot of spam.
He has a sprained ankle right now too. I don't know if you knew about that.
Well, what the hell did he do?
He's on crutches. I don't know.
Also,
I don't know how he did it, but
the Earth tried to swallow his foot.
Yeah.
Remember the picture that I made, the Ass of God, where I made John Maddox the shortest one in the picture?
Yeah.
That is why he's so mad. And my hypothesis is that he's not that tall, and that I actually got it right, and that's why
you
he's
may
so
have
mad.
gotten it right. Yeah, but he probably broke it or hurt his ankle kicking an effigy of me. Like he made a figure of me for his living room so he can kick it every now and then, and he fucking broke his ankle on it.
Are you sure he wasn't using his foot to cast the first stone?
It could be. Yeah. Did you catch that part, Jay, about Sal Cordova getting threatened with arrest at his church?
Yeah, I caught that. I wanted some more. I left. Got a call from my brohim. So my brother seems to know a little bit about this too. Something to do with he's got like a pastor that's woke or too woke
too woke. Too woke.
And there's financial goings-ons that somewhere along the line there was conflict over financial decisions or something like that. Right.
Did I put that in the? Okay, I'll put a link in the chat. Yeah, and Sal Cordova started a website, and he's been going there counting people and taking pictures, and he's been taking notes in the lobby. He talks about it like he's got a notebook where he interviews people, and he's just creating more havoc in this church. And this church apparently got fed up with him and said, you're no longer welcome here. It's like, and it's
why would you be soliciting? I mean, is this something that was asked to do? Is this something he just took up? I'm assuming this is something he took up on his own. Under his own initiative.
Yes.
Yeah. He's created a website. He's got his own YouTube channel about this church. He's like militant, but Sal Cordova has a long history of getting, on social media for the last 20 years. He's been getting. He has a reputation for creating havoc. It's insane.
Yeah, at his colleges, like one college, he almost got thrown out
at the college, right? Yeah. With the he ended up in nature basically because he started a creationist group at college. So I mean, he's been politically active for a while. So, but anyway, it's kind of funny that he's actually proud. I mean, he said he made the video so that if somebody kills him, he thinks the church is going to murder him. Apparently, I don't know. That's what he implies. I love those Christians. Christians just keep on giving, man.
Yep.
That's pretty funny, I think. Listen, I my family had a falling out with the church quite a while ago. We weren't scared of any snipers on the roofs.
Yeah, but they used to burn you at the stake when you had a falling out, right? At one time. That was if you had the right kind of falling out.
Yep.
Yeah,
if a woman talked in church and she was deemed a witch for doing so.
Well, hopefully it won't be his buddy there, the Sandy Pigeon. He's an ex Navy SEAL. He might they might put him on the roof and.
Well, he was actually he did security for that church.
Yeah, he still does. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's kind of
They
like
have a former SEAL that does security for that church.
not only that, but they have the sheriff and policemen volunteer every Sunday to be at the church. So they have police protection at this church.
Yep.
Well,
this is the one in DC though, Jay. So you got to keep in mind there's there's senators that go there and
and they try to
profile people. Okay, I gotcha.
And they try to influence Congress too. Is the mission of the church.
Members of Congress.
Oh, I think what's the name of the church? Because I think I've heard of that one.
McLean
Bible Church.
Yeah, McLean Bible Church.
Yeah, I have heard of that one.
Yeah, did you see the picture of their weekly givings? Their weekly givings average about $500,000 a month, except in December when it averages about $1 million or $1 million a week in December. So
when you say weekly givings, I assume that actually is weekly takings.
Yeah, weekly takings.
Yeah, exactly.
That's their tithe. That's their.
It's a nice choice of words. Nice choice of words.
Yeah. Oh, let's see.
Jay, wasn't that one of the things that your parents got into trouble about? Because
they didn't hold to. The Church of the Nazarene is very pro tithing. You know, you give 10% of your income before taxes to the church. My dad did not. Well, he didn't have necessarily a problem with people who did that. He thought it unbiblical to do that because that was something that was the taxation system of the tribe of Israel, or of the 12 tribes of Israel. So it was like, no. Because that was the thing. They said it was 10. They said it was 10%. But the thing is they missed the part in the Bible where technically it was 10% of the goods that you produced. And if you had to give in gold, like if you couldn't bring a tenth of your flock or tenth of your harvest or whatever, because that all went to the tribe of Levi, then you had to give 15% in money. So the tithe in money was actually 15%, not 10.
I love it how they specify
that up all the time.
10% before taxes.
Well, yeah, because they're taxing you because your 10% goes to God first before man.
Oh, what happened to Top Dog today? I don't have a Top Dog picks.
He might have had to go to work, or
he does that.
He didn't get the message that you had made a mistake, and we were having a report today.
That's
okay,
right.
Jay, I just want to make sure that you don't take down that video. Is this the one that starts out with like a white porcelain looking doll that has these blue angry looking eyebrows?
Yeah, that's my bank. I explained that it's the avatar. For some reason, my photo was unavailable for me to use, and I didn't have it saved on this computer, and so I snagged a screenshot of that's a bank robber Joker Funko Pop.
Okay.
And
So I'm gonna watch it and everything. So don't take it down.
Yeah, it's mostly just me, and it's mostly just myself and at midnight. Yeah,
if I start to get bored, I'll just speed through it. But
I frustrated midnight a couple of times, but it was a good conversation.
It was a good conversation.
We blocked Otangelo yesterday, and one of our members sent me the link to this video where apparently Otangelo went on and talked to somebody, and I don't know what kind of shit show this was.
Hello, the pilot man.
Matt, hey Peter, how badly did I piss Otangelo off the other night? Friday night into Saturday morning? I pissed him off pretty good, didn't I? He ended up running. Yeah, he ran from my channel.
Where was
I didn't kick him. He ran.
Wow.
Yeah. It was just after a few few questions. Otangelo isn't good with questions. I've noticed.
Yeah, he doesn't like. Yeah, he doesn't like.
He
questions.
doesn't like to have to
No.
think
Let SPACECAST open.
Go ahead.
Oh, oh my God, the Pilot Man. You
He
guys
was
ever
talking-
heard of this guy?
I never heard of him.
No.
Oh
Is he-
my God, this guy is. Yeah, Skylar's had a conversation with it. This guy is a freak. The guy is.
Well, Otangelo was on his show, so and
Yeah, go. Oh, by all means. Now my curiosity is fucking piqued. This guy.
okay.
That guy. This is two freaks of a feather right here.
Two freaks of a
Freaks of a feather. I like that term.
Oh fuck! Hang on a second. I gotta fucking write that one down.
Where the hell's Romania?
I don't know where Germania is.
I want royalties.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Well, the check's in the mail. Just or wait a minute. Do you have like a Venmo account and a PayPal account like Maddox does?
Every time you say it, you just have to shrink down my Joker icon and put it at the end.
Okay, got it. With a little circle around it.
Yep.
Yeah, little circle. Okay.
I was a Jew. That was something that they came up with in their mind.
I didn't. I just described God as ultimate, necessary, eternal, and the creator with which instantiated the physical universe.
Right.
And us.
That came from a Jew. That didn't come out the thin air. That came from a Jew sitting around with a bunch of other Jews coming up with an idea of a philosophical point of view of the world. But that don't have anything to do with that being a starting point of our existence. I mean, you could pick that as it being a starting point, but there's trillions of starting points. There's starting points in India, and they give it to Shiva and Brahma and things of that nature. So it'd be a wrong starting point using any of that kind of allegory to say that that's what created the world, because that came from an individual's mind.
It's actually gotten a little bit better.
If we could all point to whatever came from that individual.
Foreskin, I'm Dutch. I have to ask, why is he wearing his grandmother's old hair?
I don't know what the hell he's got on his. He had something else on his
What
head.
is that?
I don't know. There's something else on his head.
At least here he's not blown out. He's not completely blown out high. I've seen videos where he's just completely baked. It's hilarious.
Oh well. Well, he's got an interesting mind. I'll say that. Just.
Oh, that's what I said. This is two freaks of a feather right
But
here.
look who he's talking to. He's talking to Otangelo. I mean, this is like the fucking darkest dark and like the whitest white trying to fucking have a conversation or something. Like the contrast here is incredible. I can't believe Otangelo's on this.
The social divide is immense.
And does it last for 4 fucking hours? No. Okay, Otangelo lasts for how long?
4.5.
Okay, Otangelo lasts for about an hour. He's in there for an hour. Okay, let's just. You want to spot ahead and just kind of see how it's going.
I like it how Otangelo now seems to have an avatar that's basically you, Speed. Just saying.
Which one is that of the two Muppets? I can't remember their names. Alistair and was it Alistair?
Oh fuck, we lost Peter.
What happened to him?
I knew that was going to happen. I knew
what?
That.
Oh, you knew your internet was going to blink out, right?
It always happens. It always happens when I join and I make a comment. See, there was...
Statler and Waldorf. That's their name. That one I think is Waldorf.
Okay, Peter, shut the fuck up.
Okay. It's a 21st century Pharisee. Jesus could be your next door neighbor, and you wouldn't believe it. So you just a Pharisee. So when I tell you these words in the Bible is just virtues and principles of characteristics that we play out, you're playing out the characteristics of a Pharisee. It don't matter what Jesus that you lost in, you're playing the virtues and principle and what it means to be a Pharisee. So if Jesus lived right next door to you and told you that they wrote a Bible and told you that God inspired it, the moment that came out your mouth, you said you wouldn't believe it. I don't even understand how you believe somebody 2,000 years ago. At that point, it's confusion. I don't get it.
I don't know. I kind of like this guy. I don't know. I probably shouldn't.
Can I also note, just in this short amount of time, he did not let Otangelo finish 3 times.
That's great.
Oh, anyway. Okay, I link this in the description for anybody who just loves entertainment.
Notice how many subscribers he has?
Oh, holy shit. He's got 121,000 subscribers.
And how many
Holy
people watched it?
5,566 views.
In the last how many hours?
12 hours.
12 hours.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Holy shit.
That's 500
Wow.
an hour.
Who
How
is
in
this
the
guy?
hell? Now we know how he's paying for
If
his
I were
weed.
you, I'd get my hair done. I think that helps.
Well, no, he's got some kind of cloth thing on the side of his head, too. I don't know what that is.
No, is it?
That's
You
that's
talking about the
also
braid?
hair in,
Yeah.
in the colors of the Jamaican flag.
Yeah, that's a background.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably got big dreadlocks, right? That's what holds the dreadlocks.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
a
I can
bun
see
thing.
that.
And we're not going to make fun of the guy's hair, okay?
Yeah, I was just trying to.
I'm not making fun of it. I want to see you with a hairdo like that.
Yeah,
Hey,
I want speed with
hey,
dreadlocks.
Peter,
Peter?
but now you can take
Shut
that.
the
You
fuck
take
up.
that. You take that picture right there, and then you superimpose like the old, the old hair curler, the whole, what were those things that women, you see them in the older movies. The women would have.
Oh, yeah, the hair curlers, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and the
curlers,
big,
yeah.
the big heater thing that went over the big dome that went over their head. Do it with that.
Yeah, I thought my mom, I actually thought that was my mom's hair when I was a little
It
boy.
looks like a beehive.
Yeah, I thought her hair was
Beehive
those
juice.
curlers because I'd never seen her without the curlers. So anyway, to be alive in the 50s.
Yeah, my mom would put some sort of curlers in her hair, like temporary curlers, and then
Yeah.
wrap her hair in toilet paper before
Yep.
went to bed for years.
Yeah,
I
In
guess that was
toilet paper.
how you had to do it in the 60s. Yeah.
I guess curly hair was a thing. It must have been a Shirley Temple thing or some fucking thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
Not sure what they
kind
were
of
doing.
scary, really.
Very scary.
It was like Halloween 24/7.
Yeah, I thought my mom was an alien.
And then the 70s came along and it got better.
That's how I got interested in space. Anyway, long story.
I got interested in space because my stepmother was an alien, but that was Kim Basinger. So
Oh yeah, yeah. I met a few of those.
What in the hell did he invite Otangelo? Now I'm just curious if he invited Otangelo on there, or if Otangelo watches
Popped
and
in.
asked if he could come in.
It might have been a call in. You never know.
Well, it says
I wanna
open
know how the
debate
guy-
challenge. It says open debate challenge right on it. So
I'm curious.
Oh,
Pete,
yeah,
can you play just a few more minutes? See if he actually lets Otangelo talk, because
Okay.
I find that hysterically funny.
Yeah, there are many lines of reasoning why I think that the Bible is trustworthy. That is a prophecy which has been fulfilled in Christ, archaeology, history,
Wrong.
prophecies which are fulfilling right now
Wrong.
in our age,
No.
inner consistency, and so forth. So there are
Uriel
many lines of
agrees.
reasoning which leads us
Is this
to
somebody
to,
different than Dale? Why is
believe
he calling
that the
himself
Bible is
Uriel?
actually true.
What's true out of it? Nothing. No prophecy ever came true. The only thing true about it is men can make up something in their imagination. And when you got somebody in rulership and you make a lot of people believe it, then that's what make it come to be. Not necessarily like somebody spoke something and they knew the future.
Hold on,
No,
can you
that's
pause
like
that for
it's
a second?
necromancy.
That's foreskin. Okay.
Yeah,
what?
whatever. So wait a minute. That's not Dela, or that's not the Pilot Man. He
Oh,
put
okay.
these two together.
Okay. Oh, nice.
I'm thinking that's not him. This is that
Right.
guy's an atheist. The Pilot Man is a theist, and he's.
I don't know if this guy's
unless
an
he changes-
atheist or something weirder.
Well, because it says
Okay.
challenge for theist, atheist, and agnostic. So I'm wondering if he just put them.
So is the
I
Pilot
can't-
Man?
I can't fuck. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Because the
we
name
got
threw me
Dave-
off as a Uriel. But I think.
Okay, this must be him up here. Day. Is that the owner of the channel? Dilo
Oh, no.
Pilot Man? I don't know.
Who fucking
Lex,
knows?
Drippy Germ. We got who else? Jobius the Sleepwalker. What the
Sleepwalker.
fuck? Holy shit! This is like Star Wars. It's like that bar scene in Star Wars.
The other guy's got Melchizedek. Melchizedek he's got it going on. Melchizedek.
Melchizedek. Yeah.
Melchizedek.
Yeah. So funny enough, that name, that is actually Jesus, who is still alive and is a woman and has a YouTube channel in the United States. Melchizedek. It's Christ Lisbeth.
Oh, one of those.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Bond is saying that is him, Jay.
Oh, equals the pilot. Okay.
Okay, I think this is where Otangelo leaves.
And trying to interpret it, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm actually just telling you the space that these individuals was in, so you know what they was pointing to. You're coming second. You're coming and trying to explain to me what these words mean after a man have already jotted down. So for the most part, you're coming at it as a Masonic ritual in some way, shape, or form, which if I didn't even speak your language, I wouldn't even understand what you'd be saying. So we have to even get into that before we get into anything else where we can understand each other without words. And that's more spiritual. But as far as whatever religion you went to, I forgot which one it was. But
I'm beginning to like this
I'll
guy.
never get into that religion.
I like him. I'm not sure why, but I do. But holy shit, Otangelo must have had to have a drink when he got done here.
I think he was
that he went on there for an hour speed. That just shows how desperate he is that he didn't get in on your show.
After you ran from me, Otangelo, I didn't want you to go slumming it with the pilot man.
Yeah. Well, Otangelo is omnipresent.
He's actually going up because the pilot man's actually got more viewers and more subscribers, so he actually went up.
No, look at all those views.
Yeah, I think Otangelo is. Everybody knows who he is. I think more people know him than Trump. I don't know. Already, he's omnipresent. Anyway,
I hope I'm never in a line at a restaurant. He comes in. He goes, "I'm Otangelo."
Oh God! Can you imagine him ordering Chinese? Can you imagine him ordering Chinese food and going on for like 15 minutes? Right? Just can I finish? Can I?
and the guy who's helping him say, "Aren't you Otangelo?"
Yeah. Okay.
But,
he
I
leaves.
have to ask, because you made the comparison between Otangelo and Trump. So who's got the worst reputation?
Trump still wins that one. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Trump still wins. Otangelo's got a ways to go before he becomes. He'd have to be like more than just omnipresent. He'd have to be omni-asshole, I think. Well, he is kind of omni-asshole, but he's omni-aggravating.
Yeah.
He's omnipresent and omni-aggravating. Anyway, okay. He leaves within about 5. Let's see how he signs out.
They don't even teach you to know about yourself. But I appreciate you for coming on, Otangelo.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll move
on.
Rage
quit.
Of that nature.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, that is in the description, ladies and gentlemen. For
very, very interesting encounter.
Your entertainment. Your
I
entertainment.
Need to watch that. I need to watch that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what else is happening?
Well, Nicholas sent me something on here. He sent me an article from the CDC. Calgary has a sex doll rental service, and yes, they clean them.
Wait, Jay, Nicola, is that the guy that you're plagiarizing?
Yeah,
I saw this show. It's a Christian channel. They were talking about you a lot.
I know.
Anyway, I just want to interject that video came from Jason Torn, so he's the one that brought it to me. So.
Oh, okay.
Jay, can I just ask one thing, just because I like people, but the guy on the Christian channel, he wasn't able to pronounce 70% of the words that you used in the thing that you posted on there. Can you do it a little bit more easier and use more normal words that I mean, I felt bad for him.
Yeah. See, what happened was I was commenting on something. It was a community post of praises, and I showed it to Nicola, and Nicola wrote that that little blurb up to me in about 5 minutes or whatever. And then I asked him, I said, do you mind if I just copy and paste this thing? You know, it doesn't matter about the typos or any spelling errors. Do you mind if I just copy this and just throw it on as a comment on it? And he goes, yeah, sure, go ahead. So I threw it out. I threw it on there, and I did not expect it to go anywhere. I thought it might, and if it did, great. But he did exactly what I was. He did exactly what I was hoping he would do, but I didn't expect it that quickly. He turned around and invested a lot of time in replying to that, and then talked about me and Nicola for about a half hour, 40 minutes straight on his show. Easiest advertising I ever did.
Pete, that's not necessarily correct what you just typed.
I am on the twit.
You have an account.
What does that mean?
It doesn't mean that you're on there.
Okay, so how do I give him my account on the twit? How do I find my twit account? I'm on the twit, but I don't know how to find my twit account name. What would it be? What little button? What little fancy fucking icon on the left here would be
if you go to your Twit account, it has the name that you gave your Twit account, and underneath that,
there's my Twit name.
It starts with an @ and that is
what?
God damn!
Fuck was that?
That's the loudest fart I've ever heard, Jay.
That's an 87, 89 Harley with a really bad exhaust.
Oh my goodness.
That's kind of like my sister, a whole bunch of Hell's Angels moved into northern Minnesota next to her, and they started hauling in shipping containers, and they have some sort of quote in air quotes metal shop. and they're making noise all night, so she actually had the nerve to go over there and ask them to be quiet. And I said, yeah. I said, I may have to open some of those shipping containers to find you next week. Couldn't believe it. But anyway, that sounded like a Hell's Angel. So there's my Twit account. I do the Twit. I know the Twit well.
Apparently not. You didn't know where your account name was.
Well, it's all these fucking weird little icons. But there's a little bell. There's a fucking envelope. I don't know what the fuck. What is this
Hey,
shit
boomer!
mean?
Stop using Twitter.
Oh,
You're
Jesus
a boomer.
Christ. Yeah, I can't use the Twit.
Yesterday was busy because Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all of it was down, and so everyone made a Twitter account.
Hey, what would be the fucking downside of using words like send a message, notifications, instead of these little fucking weird whatever? Anyway.
You're a boomer, Steve.
Yeah.
Millennials. That's just the one word to define it. Just millennials.
Boomer.
Yeah, millennials. They love these weird little pictures. Like I don't know. I rented a car once, and that's all it had is pictures on the fucking dash, and I couldn't decipher what the hell they were. And I ended up somehow turning the emergency lights on, and I turned the brights were on, and I couldn't turn them off. And I was in another state, and a cop pulled me over. And I said, I rented this car, and I'll be fucked if I can figure out how to dim the lights. And he came in, and he didn't know. We had to call the rental company to tell us how to do it, because it was so weird. That was a while ago.
What kind of car was it?
It was a fucking, I don't know, some Japanese thing that.
Or it's Korean. It's Korean.
It could have been. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it was, but yeah, but the cop was going to give me a ticket for having my brights on, but then when he couldn't figure out how to dim the lights,
you had the manual right in the glove box.
There was no manual in this glove box for some reason. We tried that. We tried many things.
Oh, those guys are smart.
We were thinking about having the cop shoot the headlights out. That might help. I don't know what the fucking icon for that would have been.
You think it was one of those $1,000 handbooks that was written by Sal Cordova?
Yeah.
I have to jump in. If you keep talking about brights and bright lights, that's inherently racist. The midnight's here, you know.
Oh,
and if you're then
sorry,
going to
Midnight.
say
Oh
that
my
they're going to
God.
shoot out, the
Midnight.
lights, you might scare them.
Hi, Midnight.
Hi,
Midnight.
Speed.
Hi, Midnight. What you doing? What are you doing today?
I don't know what I'm doing today. All right.
Oh.
Had a conversation with a goofy fucker last night.
Who'd you
I
talk
went to
to?
sleep at 5. Actually, no, I went to sleep at like 7.
Who'd you talk to?
Wait. Another one than just me?
Yeah, the goofy fucker above you.
Hi.
Wait,
I think you calling me
I
goofy
saw that.
fucker is just
I saw
fucking
that.
great.
Wait, what? What'd you say, Jay?
I said, I think you calling me goofy is just fucking great.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure, I'm goofy as well, but so are you.
The problem with having a conversation with Midnight in the middle of the night is I can't get back to sleep because of I get insomnia from the brights, from the light.
God damn it, Speed. That was good. I'll give you that. Peter,
Okay, thank you.
fuck you. You're sucked.
What? I mean, you just heard you can have a relationship with Speed. You can sleep with the lights on.
I mean, I don't want a relationship with Speed. He's not my type.
You might get in trouble with Danny.
Yeah, Danny finds me to be his type, I think.
Yeah.
I'm
What,
a
the
little
Danny
young.
type?
I'm a little too
Daddy
young
type?
for Danny, I think.
A little too young, but
Speed, your friends in the chat.
who?
Which one?
Rebecca?
Hey, Otanlo. Okay,
Oh, that-
so apparently that account isn't blocked.
No,
Well,
it's just deleted by Ox.
Oh, shit.
Empty spaces.
Give it a minute. Yep.
What are we living for? Speed's gonna put me backstage because I'm singing.
Yep. Somebody shut that down.
You got to work on that a little bit there, Ox.
Midnight.
You got to get out the
that's-
brush.
That's the wrong channel, and that is at Halloween.
Too bad. I feel like singing. I have a sinking soul inside me, even though I suck.
I'll tell Brojo not to remind you of that again.
Okay, well, you know, whatever.
I didn't block him. I didn't block him. Yes, anybody who has what are you talking about already?
You got to take that and work on it a little bit. That ain't bad. That's a good look.
Yeah, that'll get you subscribers.
They'll give me subscribers, I'm sure. Yeah, 125,000 is what I'm looking for. So, pretty cool. Thank you.
Read what CRISPR wrote.
I thought being albino fucked up your vision, not your hearing.
God damn, CRISPR.
Anyway.
I thought being albino fucked up your vision.
I just realized your name is ironic. Midnight. Is that why you chose that?
No. Midnight Sparkle's an actual it's from My Little Pony.
Okay. Well,
the spin-off of My Little Pony, but yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Midnight's a bit of a room.
That's a little bit fucking okay. That's a little bit weirder than choosing than bouncing off, the albino thing. My Little Pony.
Hey, you calling me weird? You calling me weird, fucker? You have raccoon for pets. Who does that?
Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm giving this one to Speed. My Little Pony.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, so what? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, okay.
I like the
We're good.
show.
Okay. So anyway, Peter, I'm going to forward you Ox's dread picture so you can work on it. How about that?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. That was nasty.
I blanked it out of my fucking audio pathway.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
good.
Yep.
I just realized Midnight's name is very.
Who the fuck
ironic.
was it yesterday? Was it Danny that was having lunch on screen, or was that? It was Danny, right?
It was
Danny
it was
was at
Dan,
some point.
and then you told Danny off, and then Leo started eating.
Yeah, what the
Yep.
what the fuck is wrong with people coming and stuffing their fucking face on YouTube? I mean, Jesus Christ.
That is a thing that I've never figured out. It's like going to visit someone and bringing food and start eating there.
Yeah. Or starting to lick them or something. I don't know.
And
It's
if
just-
everybody
yeah.
does that at the same time, you have what's called a potluck.
Sounds a little strange. Anyway, should we shoot her in the head? I love that part. I love shooting it in the head.
Do we
I
pick a
mean-
head?
Once we get done here, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna start picking on Jill again.
Oh, cool.
Why?
Ooh.
I'm ramping up. I actually told him. This is kind of funny. He said he keeps accusing me of hiding. He'll say, "You hid in the chat," and so I asked him, "How was I hiding if you could see me? Dang you, dumb." Then he said, "More excuses, beta male. I shop at the mall. I don't work there." He's implying that I'm a mall. I work mall security. And then I wrote, "So working at the mall is bad. All those people that work at those stores so you can shop there are beneath you. I knew this about you the whole time. Looking down on your fellow humans based on their station in life. You really are one of the deplorables." Then, because any reference to Hillary Clinton will just make his ears steam. So he said, "No, hiding in the chat is bad. Man up. By the way, that was a response to you looking down on your fellow human by insinuating at least that I didn't have a job. Some of us have jobs, Jill. Now you want to cry abuse when you get the same in a response." Notice how he hasn't refuted that he's too good for the mall.
Okay,
Jay,
it really.
I have an experience, and that might explain things. I had a conversation with Jill, and
Is
talking
this gonna be
about
long-winded?
yes.
Wow, 'cause I wanted to say something.
Especially since you asked. Now this is going to be double long-winded.
Double.
Well,
So
Peter, I
had
got
a
something to say too.
conversation- Can I finish, please?
No, you can't finish. Okay,
It'll
I'm
be
gonna
less-
say I went.
I had
Just
I had a
one of you
conversation
fuckers
with
spit it
Jill.
out.
I had a
Well, I
conversation
was
with
stuttering
Jill
problem, so you
on
gotta give me
Sidney
more time.
Winston's channel, and that was about contemporary historians. And I said, name me one contemporary Rome historian from Rome who wrote about Jesus. And
Yeah.
then it took Jill 4 months. At the time, he came up with a guy who was actually a Greek. He lived in Greece,
Oh, is this the
lived
Plutarch?
there and died there. But here's what he came up with. Greece was conquered by the Romans and was therefore part of the Romans, and therefore the Greek historian was a Roman historian. I'm not even kidding. And that took him 4 months. And he recently did an entire video about it, laughing how he finally got me. Just took him 4 months to figure it out.
Okay, Peter, you're done. Can I?
Why didn't he
God
just
damn it,
say
Jay.
Luke? Why didn't
It's
he
mid-
just say Luke using the same? Because he used to say Luke was a meticulous historian. Luke would have been somebody living in that part of the Middle East, which was under Roman rule. So why didn't he just call Luke the Roman historian?
Because I told him he couldn't use them because Luke never signed anything, so we don't have anything that we can definitely.
Oh, okay.
attribute
So you
to
put a
Luke.
stipulation. Oh, okay. Okay. Good point. Good point.
Well,
Okay. Midnight has something to say.
yes.
Yeah, I'm almost finished. There's no. I'm kidding. Go ahead, Midnight.
As I was trying to say before Peter went on his 20-minute spiel in response, in
Wait,
response.
are we now going to criticize me because I just had to say something because Jay
I
was
don't like
talking
it.
about Jill,
I don't-
and I thought I'd chime in
Peter,
and tell him
Peter,
just
Peter,
fucking
Peter.
interrupted Midnight again.
Yes.
I think I think what we need to do is we need to just put them both in a corner because Peter can't help but antagonize Midnight, and Midnight can't help but exaggerate about time.
Okay, Midnight, what did you want to say? Peter's in the back room.
Okay, what I was
Peter's in the
trying to
corner.
say. Okay, what I was trying to say is that in response to.
I'm not going to interrupt you.
You just did. You just did, motherfucker. You just did. Okay, you're lucky. You're lucky. I'm in a better mood than I've been these past couple days.
Get it out now before he changes his mind.
Okay,
I'll keep quiet 2 minutes.
Okay, in response to what to what Jill said, it makes me, it's funny, they look down on you for having, for not having a job, but then they also look down on you for having a job. Like, that makes no sense. You know what I mean?
Well, we waited all that time for that.
Can you say that? Can you say that again? Speed put me in a different room. I didn't hear what you said.
No, fuck you. Watch the stream.
I put myself in the corner too, so I took myself.
So Jay, do you want to respond to
I
that?
thought I saw something shimmering. That was your dome.
There's nothing to respond to because all I'm doing is
motherfucker.
Wait, what?
All I'm doing is fucking with him. I'm just antagonizing him.
No, I know.
I just the whole mall cop thing. I don't know where the mall security. Well, I know where the mall security thing came up from, but it's kind of funny because I think it originally was made as a joke based on my current my current profession, and then somewhere along the top of the line, people just started, at least on that side of in that realm of YouTube, when it comes to praise and Gavin and all that, it became true somehow that I work as mall security, and I'm like, okay, so
God damn it, Girl Streams, no. Okay.
About this, my little irony. Okay, guys, we're shooting in the head. I'm gonna shoot it. Okay. Anybody have any last words other than goodbye, cruel world?
Burn it.
Curiosity killed the cat.
I got a brief hypothesis.
No.
Jill claims to be Jill. Hold on. Jill claims to be a teacher. I'm guessing that Jill's a Walmart greeter who reads people Bible verses.
Okay, we're out of here, guys. We'll see y'all.
Bye.
Later.
I love you. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah.